Before the sun rises above the horizon, the African savannah is still wrapped in the blue-grey silence of dawn. A thin layer of mist clings to the ground. A gentle breeze moves through the grass, carrying the scent of damp earth and the cool moisture of a nearby river. For a brief moment, it seems as though the entire wilderness is holding its breath. But silence is only an illusion. Beneath the scattered trees, families are beginning to stir. Across the open plains, thousands of animals are preparing for another day, and every species has its own way of surviving it. In the distance, a herd of zebras emerges from the haze. The adults move closely together, while the youngest remain protected near the center of the group. They graze as they walk, tearing at the short grass beneath their feet. Every few seconds, one zebra raises its head and scans the horizon. For them, feeding and staying alert are never separate tasks. A little farther away, a herd of wildebeest begins to move. They do not rush. The herd slowly advances toward fresher grass, followed by young calves struggling to keep pace with the adults. Beyond them, a large group of African buffalo stands tightly packed together. One mature buffalo suddenly turns toward a wall of bushes. It sees nothing, yet it remains there, watching. In the wild, instinct can sense danger long before the eyes ever find it. At the edge of the woodland, a herd of elephants begins moving toward the water. An older female leads the way. She does not need a map. She remembers. Across generations and through countless dry seasons, elephants can return to places where they once found water and food. Behind her, the other females form a protective circle around the younger members of the herd. One curious calf runs ahead. It reaches out with its trunk and touches its mother's tail before turning to play with another young elephant. For a young elephant, life is about more than food and water. It is about learning. They learn by watching. They learn how to use their trunks, how to follow the herd, how to respond when danger approaches, and most importantly, how to live together. When a calf struggles, the adults are often quick to move closer. That is the strength of family. Survival does not always belong to the strongest individual. Sometimes it belongs to the group that stays together. And for an elephant herd facing a harsh season, cooperation can mean the difference between life and death. As the sun climbs higher, golden light spreads across the plains. But inside a patch of tall grass, something remains perfectly still. A pride of lionesses is resting. They are in no hurry. After a night of activity, these hunters understand that energy is precious. An unnecessary chase can cost more than it could ever provide. Far across the grassland, a group of giraffes is moving through the scrub. Their long necks rise above the vegetation like living watchtowers. An adult giraffe walks beside a young calf. When the calf stops, its mother slows down too. She lowers her head and watches. The youngster is safe. The herd continues forward. But the lions have already noticed them. An adult giraffe is not an easy target. Its height allows it to detect danger from a distance. Its long legs can deliver powerful kicks, and when danger approaches, a mother giraffe will often place herself between the threat and her calf. One lioness begins moving forward. She does not charge. Instead, she circles to one side, searching for a better angle. Another lioness moves in the opposite direction. For a few tense seconds, an encounter seems inevitable. Not every hunt ends with a chase. Sometimes, the right decision at the right moment is enough to make a predator walk away. After several tense minutes, the giraffes continue on. The calf stays close beside its mother. Another day of survival has been given to it. By midday, the temperature rises quickly. Across the savannah, animals begin seeking the river. A group of hippos rests in the shallow water, their enormous bodies partially submerged. For much of the hottest part of the day, the water provides relief from the relentless African sun. Along the bank, buffalo slowly approach to drink. They keep a careful distance from one another. No animal wants to step too close to water it cannot fully understand. Because beneath the muddy surface, an ancient predator is waiting. A Nile crocodile lies almost motionless. Only its eyes and the top of its head remain above the water. It can wait for hours. It does not need to chase. It does not need to make a sound. It only needs one opportunity. Farther along the riverbank, a wildebeest steps toward the water. Suddenly, the surface shifts. But the wildebeest reacts just in time. The crocodile has missed its chance. Once again, it disappears beneath the water. But failure does not change its strategy. For a predator built around patience, time is always an ally. In a nearby woodland, a leopard rests high in the branches of a tree. Its way of life could not be more different from that of the lions. No pride, no coordinated attack, no calls from companions. The leopard lives by another rule, solitude. Nearby, a clan of hyenas begins to appear. They move together, constantly calling to one another with their distinctive sounds, maintaining contact as they travel. Then, a flock of birds begins circling high above the plains. The hyenas look up. They know what that movement might mean. Somewhere nearby, there could be food. But today, they find nothing. The afternoon arrives. The harsh light begins to soften. Across the savannah, the animals start preparing for another transition. a pride of lions rises from its resting place. And along its edge, a male lion encounters a crocodile lying on the bank beneath the warm afternoon sun. The lion wants access to the water's edge. The crocodile wants to hold its ground. The distance between the two predators slowly disappears. The lion gives a low growl. The crocodile opens its jaws in warning, then the lions advance. The crocodile recognizes the danger. With a sudden burst of movement, it turns and slides into the water. The lions stop at the edge. They understand something important. One careless step could put them on terrain where their strength no longer gives them the advantage. The river becomes quiet again. In the wild, victory is not always about defeating an opponent. Sometimes, survival means knowing when to walk away. As the sun begins its descent, the savannah changes once again. A rhinoceros appears on the open grassland. An adult moves slowly ahead. They do not have the speed of zebras. They do not have the coordination of a lion pride, but their powerful bodies and remarkable awareness make them formidable residents of the plains. Nearby, buffalo gather once more into a tight formation. The zebras begin moving toward their nighttime resting grounds. Under the scattered trees, giraffes reach for the final leaves of the day as the sky turns orange. The young elephants are still playing, but now they stay closer to their mothers. Above them, birds cross the evening sky toward their roosts. In the distance, hyenas begin calling. And the lions prepare for another night of activity. No 2 days on the African savannah are ever exactly the same. Some hunts succeed, others fail. Some encounters end in confrontation. Others are decided by a single moment of caution. The African savannah never truly sleeps. It simply waits for the next dawn, and when the first light returns, the struggle for survival will begin all over again.